Hey everybody, welcome to Eurobike again, and we're at the Brompton stand today with something very new and very special. So Joel is here from Brompton and he's going to tell us all about this brand new bike. So it looks a bit off-roady. Is it a gravel bike? I bet that's the first thing people ask.
That is the first thing people ask. Yeah, we're trying to be very clear that it's definitely not a gravel specific bike. We focused it more on a spirit of adventure and getting out and about and getting places that you wouldn't otherwise get, rather than a gravel bike in itself. We understand the limitations of the small wheels.
Absolutely. So tell us about what you've done with the bike, because I mean obviously it's recognisably a Brompton, but what's changed for this particular build?
Yeah, okay, so we started when we were thinking about this adventure with wanting to make a bike that first of all looked the part, because we had that freedom with the paint plant and everything. So we've got a completely unique colour, and we've used the orange hits, which seem to be really fashionable. We've added softer compound gum rubber grips and Brooks Cambium all weather in this Giallo colour. We've got our premium touch points, and then in terms of specification, it comes in an M or a H, so the kind of shorter, taller positions which are more suitable for longer rides. It comes with the minus 12% gearing, so slightly reduced, so it's better for climbing. It's available with mudguards or without. We've chosen most of the launch materials to see it without. That's a bit better if you're taking the bike either slightly off-road or in worse conditions, because your mudguards don't clog up. And then probably the biggest story is actually the tyres. So this is the first time we've done a folding bead tyre, which is a non-performance tyre. That's really useful because in the overall package you get a folded tyre, so we know that people who tour and go long distances will always be carrying a tyre with the bike, because you can't pick these things up when you're out and about.
Yeah. So who do you see as the customer for this? I mean, obviously, like, it's designed in a way that you can take it and go on a long adventure. Do you see that that's what people will be doing with it, or is it more of a mixed use kind of a thing?
Yeah, so we know our customers already do this kind of trip. So we were inspired by them rather than it being the other way around. And you'll see a video that we've done with Al Humphreys, and Al had done a video of his own many years ago using his bike to do a trip just like the one that he did on this new bike. So we'd love people to do great adventures, but we know that also a lot of people, they may own the bike and 5 days a week it's a tool to get them in or out of the office, but maybe Friday afternoon they finish early, they've got the chance to do a ride on their way home.
So Al Humphreys was one of your inspirations for making this build, and he's been out on another adventure with this one. Tell me about where he's been. He's been testing the limits of a Brompton very much.
Yeah, I mean, brilliantly, Al had 8 years ago done a trip up to Knuckle Blogger, right on the northern tip of the Shetland Islands, with his own Brompton, under his own steam. Times have moved on a bit, so this time we got in touch with him about whether he would be interested, and we worked together with his other major sponsor, Alpkit, to organise a trip. But when we approached him, would he be interested in doing a trip this summer on the bike, it took him all of about 30 seconds to say yes, and about 30 minutes to come back to us and say, this is a trip that I've always wanted to do. And so from there on, we just set off. He seemed to have like mythological powers of control over the weather. So for the one weekend that he could choose to do it, he managed to get the most perfect weather. And yeah, he did this amazing journey on the bike where he picked up the bike from our store in London, cycled to King's Cross, and then he jumped on the Cali Sleeper. They get another train, they ride, they canoe, and they climb to the top of Sullivan. So it's a really amazing trip. You get a small booklet that has a written story by Al and some imagery when you purchase the bike, and yeah, well, the video's available online now.
So if you're ever wondering how much you can achieve on a Brompton, it's just a case of having a look at that video and adjusting your filter a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Al and Tem, who did the videography, they're really inspiring when it comes to this. Their line is, do you spend more time thinking about these things than it would actually take you to do them sometimes? And yeah, I mean, we want people to do adventures big and small. It's not all about the Hollywood stuff, but it was great to be able to launch with something really impressive.
And it's not just a bike, it's a package. So there's luggage associated with this as well. This all comes as part of the deal. And you get stuff in here as well.
That's right, yeah. So with the luggage, we've, first of all, these are new lines for us. So there will be a version of a very similar bag available in the aftermarket in 2020, and the same with the pouch. But we were developing these new lines anyway, and this seemed like a perfect place to put them. And then, yeah, with having done a kind of one-off luggage design for the bike, we knew that, like I was mentioning with the folding tyre, we really needed to support the customer if they're going to go and do some kind of adventure. So you get rim tape, spokes, because our spokes are specific length, you get brake pads, you get a power link for your chain, you get a spare tyre, you get cables, because our cable lengths are different. You get our Brompton tool, our beautiful toolkit, and a pump. So really the idea is that you're ready to go. You could rock up to the shop with a bag of clothes and you could go straight on that
All
trip.
you need is your pants, and then
Pretty
you're
much,
away.
exactly,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And is this build available now?
Yeah, so it is in stock in many retailers today, tomorrow, from next week, depending on when they get their deliveries. In the UK, it's £1,525, but that is for everything. So all the stuff that's inside the bag, and it's a little bit more if you want the mudguards as well.
Fantastic. So there you go, that's the Brompton Explore. It's available now. It's £1,525. You can ride it up a mountain or take it in a boat or a train or on a plane. Anything you want to do with it, it's fantastic. If you've got any questions about this bike, ask them in the comments below. We'll try and get them answered for you. Thanks to Joel for sharing it to us, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more like this on Road.cc. Cheers.